Okay, so I just dropped a video talking about the unification bout that's going to take place at 154 between Xander Zayas and Abbas Barao. Now, the fight is not official, but both fighters have agreed to all terms. The fight is supposed to be in January in Puerto Rico. Now, in that video, I was telling you guys how optimistic I am that Vergil Ortiz, he is going to fight Jaron Ennis once he gets past Erickson Lubin, which I believe he'll beat Lubin. I don't believe that Lubin is anywhere near as good as he was when he was undefeated. So I was telling you guys that I believe that Vergil Ortiz, he is going to fight Jaron Ennis boots after he gets past Lubin. And right after I made that video, I get a clip sent to me of Robert Garcia saying how he knows that the fight is not going to happen. Matter of fact, he says he knows for a fact that the fight is not going to happen. And he's making it sound like they're going to do everything in their power to avoid the Jaron Ennis fight. Now, I'm going to play the clip a little later on in this video of exactly what Robert Garcia said, because I want you guys to hear how he's stuttering, he's flip-flopping, he's not making any sense in this interview. He acknowledges that Jaron Ennis is personally going to show up at this fight just to put even more pressure on Vergil Ortiz to make the fight. But yeah, Robert Garcia, he's saying, oh yeah, I know he's going to show up at the fight, but he's only doing that just to make it look like he really wants the fight. You know, Eddie Hearn and Boots, they're doing it all for promotion. This is what Robert said. They're doing it all for promotion, but Jaron Ennis, he really doesn't want the fight. How often do we see Jaron Ennis call out a fighter and then show up at the fight? After hearing what Robert Garcia said in this interview, I am convinced that they don't want the fight. And speaking of them not wanting to fight, where is Tim Bradley? Because you guys remember when Jaron Ennis, when he decided not to move up to 154 and stay at 147 so he could unify the belts, Tim Bradley, he was like one of the first people to come out calling Jaron Ennis all type of ducks. I want to hear what he's going to say about this situation today. So like I said, I don't believe Ortiz or Robert Garcia wants this Boots fight now, but I'm praying to God that I'm dead wrong because I really want to see this fight. See, here's the thing. Jaron Ennis, his last performance, his debut at 154, knocking out his opponent in the very first round, that has completely terrified Vergil Ortiz and his entire team. Now, and I know the type of comments that we see on the internet from race fans trying to discount Jaron's performance, saying, oh, he didn't fight nobody, he fought a bum, etc., etc. What you guys have to understand is the internet is not the real world. What I mean is when you're on the internet and you're posting comments and saying whatever you want to say, you can be whoever you want to be on the internet, right? This is the reason why you have so many race fans that hide behind fake profiles, and a lot of the stuff that they say is just tribal, meaning nothing that they're saying is really based on reality. All they're really saying is F the other gang. And we know this to be the case because when Jaron Ennis, when he knocked out Uisma Lima, and I made my post videos about the fight, there were no Mexicans in my comment section saying that they can't wait to see Jaron Ennis versus Vergil Ortiz. None of them. Oh, they were in my comment section, but none of them were talking about that fight. You know what they were saying? The only thing they were saying was, oh man, he fought a bum, he didn't fight nobody, he gets no credit for this win, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so if you truly believe that, right? If you truly believe that Jaron Ennis, he's taking on easy opponents, you should be the main person saying, this is why I want to see Jaron Ennis versus Vergil Ortiz. But they're not saying that because deep down, what they're really saying is, here's another BA that's going to be a problem. We just cannot get away from these gifted, talented BAs. I'm telling y'all, Mexicans do not want to see this fight. You will not see too many Mexican fans across the internet saying, man, I can't wait to see Boots versus Jaron Ennis. All they're going to do is continue to deflect and constantly try to discount and berate Jaron Ennis, while praying to God that they don't have to see Jaron Ennis get in the ring with Vergil Ortiz or any of the other top guys at 154. You know, Oscar De La Hoya, he didn't sound like he was real excited about this fight either when it comes to Vergil Ortiz versus Jaron Ennis, because he's kind of talking the same way he was talking when it came to Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia wanting to fight. Oscar De La Hoya, he never wanted that fight because he knew how it would turn out. And it turned out the exact way Oscar expected it to. The truth is, Oscar De La Hoya and Robert Garcia, and I think deep down, they both feel that Ortiz is going to lose that fight to Boots. And you know what Robert Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya both have in common, outside of being Mexican? They both suffered their very first loss to a black boxer. Well, actually, I take that back. Oscar De La Hoya, he suffered his first 5 losses to black boxers, and Robert Garcia, he suffered all 3 of his losses to black boxers. So they have a lot of experience. So with that being said, I want you guys to listen to what Oscar De La Hoya says about this fight. Once again, he doesn't sound like he's really excited to make this fight. But at the same time, what Oscar says completely contradicts what Robert Garcia says.
Oscar, what do you think about, Eddie Hearn and Boots is going to be here this weekend? Initially, what was your first reaction, when they mentioned that they both were going to be here Saturday night?
Yeah, so Virgil Ortiz has to obviously win. And he's focused 1,000%, as I am too. I mean, I'm focused 1,000% on making sure this event, goes on and we take it to the finish line. And people are talking about Boots Ennis and they're talking about Virgil Ortiz and my gosh, let's make that fight right away. Well, we can't make a fight until Virgil Ortiz wins. That's just the bottom. I don't work like that, I don't like having fights already made when they have the job at hand to take care of on Saturday night. Yeah, I welcome Eddie. I welcome Boots Ennis to see who the very best 154-pound fighter is, and that's Virgil Ortiz. I welcome them. I mean, it's a great show. When you watch Virgil Ortiz, you're always going to get an exciting fight. I'm just afraid that if Boots does see him in person, he's going to shy away from the fight.
There was a fight.
Boots' last fight,
Yeah.
Eddie said that, not formally, but verbally, that Eric and yourself and them had a verbal agreement for early 2026 for Verge and Boots. How much truth is there to that, and how in-depth?
Who said that, Eddie?
Eddie Hearn said that following Boots' last fight.
Do you believe it?
I'm asking you.
He's going to spot.
I got my new material for next week. Let's see. No, look, I want that fight. I want that fight 1,000%. We want that fight. First thing is first. Virgil has to win on Saturday. That's the bottom line. I'm not gonna take Virgil from his focus, from his tunnel vision, and kind of go to him and say, hey, sign this contract because we're gonna fight Boots Ennis. No. Let him win his fight on Saturday, and then we'll start negotiations. But is there a verbal agreement? Yeah. Eddie wants it. I want it. Virgil wants it. Boots wants it. Yeah. We'll start negotiating right after the victory if he wins.
Now, I believe that Ryan Garcia, his contract is almost up with Golden Boy. Oscar, he knows that Virgil Ortiz is his only Mexican fighter that he can promote as some future superstar. And obviously, if Virgil Ortiz gets knocked out by Boots, which I believe he will, that completely derails all of Oscar's future plans. And that means Oscar De La Hoya, he has no more Mexican fighters to promote as future superstars, because we know that Golden Boy Promotions is basically Mexican promotions, right? That's who he's looking for. He's looking to find a new Mexican star. So someone like a Floyd Schofield, he's not going to get the type of push that a Mexican fighter would get on Golden Boy Promotions. So Virgil Ortiz is Oscar De La Hoya's last Mexican hope right now. And we know that Virgil Ortiz, he wanted no parts of Terrence Crawford when he was fighting at 147. In fact, Virgil Ortiz at one point was the mandatory to fight Terrence Crawford. And the WBO president, he came out and completely exposed Virgil Ortiz. He exposed that Virgil Ortiz was offered the Terrence Crawford fight on 2 different occasions, and Ortiz turned it down. Now Jaron Ennis is looking like the new Terrence Crawford at 154. And here's what Virgil Ortiz's trainer, Robert Garcia, is saying about that possible fight.
People believe is one thing that Eddie Hearn could say. We're gonna show up because that's the fight we got next. We already got the contract signed. That's not reality. We know that's all just Eddie doing his job. Eddie's great at what he does. Boots doesn't want to fight Virgil. Boots is not going to fight Virgil next. Whatever they say, oh, there's a signed contract already. That's all bullshit. There's Boots is not going to fight. Boots is not going to fight Virgil next. He's going to show up. Why didn't they call us up and invite us to his fight 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? Whenever he just fought recently. You come to ours, we go to yours. We promote the fight. That would have been the perfect idea to do. But you know, they want to show up, you know, and they are going to show up. That doesn't make a difference. You know, Virgil's going to do his job. But you know, that's just kind of like trying to get the media, the press to believe that they're ready for the fight. I know they're not. I know they already have a date where they already have, you know, a possible opponent already. So it's all part of the show, part of promoting the event, part of promoting his fighter, and Eddie's doing a great job doing it.
Given on Saturday night after the performance, Virgil, Oscar said that if Boots sees him in person, he's not going to want to fight him anymore.
Especially if Oscar was right. Especially, you know, when he, you know, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have him somewhere close to ringside. He's gonna hear it. He's gonna see it. He's definitely. I'm telling you, he already knows. You know, it's part of the promoting his own fighter. Eddie does a great job at what he does. But I know for a fact they're not gonna fight.
Anyone who's ever had it understands shoulder pain is no joke. It can keep you up at night. Once it's in pain, it stays in pain all the time. You find yourself popping all kinds of painkillers. Then you find yourself trying to figure out what the problem is. You go see doctors, you go see surgeons, you go see physical therapists, massage therapists. The shoulder in particular has 4 different joints. Any one of those 4 joints can be problematic because you have these different ligaments that wrap around and hold those joints together. And then you have tendons from any one of 20 different muscles that attach to the shoulder blade that can go awry. Muscle and Bone NYC has been around serving many people, getting them out of shoulder pain and all kinds of joint pain since 2012. Contact us at mbnyc.fitness or call us at 917-238-3650. Let's get you out of that pain.
You can just look at somebody and tell them like, yo, you're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. You can look at me and tell I'm that guy. I was born like this. I was blessed with this.
I'm always hungry. Just because I'm world champion, don't stop. The main goal and objective, and that's to keep going. I'm gonna forever keep going, forever keep winning.
Just naturally, man. I know how to do this. I born for this. I born for be different. And then you only this area. No, a lot of these fighters just do rapping. I just came off a loss, and I'm down to fight the best. I'm going up to 135 to fight somebody that they think I can't beat, and I'm going to dominate him, and then I come back down to 30 and beat his ass too.
My hunger is always going to be there. I never get satisfied. I'm not satisfied. My job still isn't done. That's why. My job ain't done yet.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.